Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hi, my name's Abby and here we talk about books all of the time. I'm in a very good mood right now because my first like bookish merch jumper has just arrived. This one is Talking at Night themed, which if you didn't know is literally my favourite book in the world. Will and Rosie, the loves of my life, and now I get to rep them constantly out of the house when I do leave. I shall leave a link in the description for anyone interested. My last two videos on this channel have been me unhauling books and then me immediately hauling more books to undo all the work that I'd done in the previous video. As you can imagine, my flat is now in a state of absolute chaos and disarray. There is no organisation. My bookshelves have been left to the wayside. So with that being said, I thought what better than to just do a whole video, force myself into it, of reorganising my TBR cart and my bookshelves just to make my space 10 times more peaceful than it is and to actually be able to use these rooms again. I also would just like to organise my books in a way that makes sense to me and just have a general clear up and rejig of all the books that are currently floating around my space, causing me stress. I think the most pressing issue right now for me is sorting out this, which is my TBR cart. Currently, it's not that. If you're watching this like, Abby, what is a TBR cart? It's essentially where I want to keep my books that I haven't read yet, but which I want to read in the foreseeable future, hence TBR, to be read pile. But instead of a pile, sort of cart with wheels. How very fun. I pick my TBR randomly at the start of the month with a prompt jar, and I think if I just have all of the books that I could potentially pick in one space, it will make my life so much easier. Currently, these are just books that I've picked up off the floor from my unhaul/haul and just shoved on here for means of space, for necessity only. And I really enjoy watching people tidy up their spaces and organise their book carts, organise their bookshelves, and I thought, wow, why not? Why not? Let's do it together. I've also made a very pitiful attempt at trying to zhuzh up my TBR cart, hence this bundle is the only word of it, fairyloot. This is a sticker of Michael and Dwight from The Office, and this is a sticker of the Gilmore Girls, Rory and Lorelai. I actually drew these myself. So a little bit of self-promo there. I do intend to do more with the cart, but for now we shall stick to just organising the books, and that can come at a later date, I think. From this angle, it does look pretty organised, but if you just take a closer look, you'll see that is not. There is currently only one layer of books and we can fit much more of that on there. I have so many more books around this house, but I think I'm just going to start with emptying the cart, going around collecting all the books that I haven't read and I want to, putting them in here and then working my way to like build back up the cart. I think that's the best way to do it. We actually need to clean this first because it's looking a bit dusty and I don't want to put my books back on that, so bear with me while I clean. It really smells like apples now. Okay, so this is the situation from the cart. I think what I'm going to do is go through these piles, pick out the books that I want to keep on there, and then remove just all the other ones that I've either read or not wanting to read soon into another pile. I've honestly had these on the cart probably for like 3 years, and I don't think I'm going to get to them anytime soon. So I just might move these off there. Okay, so the current situation is these two piles, books I have already read. This pile, books I haven't read, but books that I don't think I really want to read in the near future, let's say. And then this pile, books that I haven't read that I want to read soon, so which will be going back on the cart. And then there's this little guy who actually belongs with his sequel up there. This was in my top 10 reads of last year, so very fun. If you want like a cozy, light romantasy that's just really fun but full of tension and yearning, this is the one for you. Let's start by putting her where she belongs. Ta-da! I needed a tea before we recommence this mission because I fear it's going to take a lot out of me. Now, is it going to make it difficult for me to like categorise these or try to categorise them by like genres? Do I just put them all on randomly? Okay, so I'm thinking maybe fantasy books, romance books, and then anything else, the miscellaneous tray, just because I know I have so much fantasy in this pile. I think my brain does need some sort of organised chaos, so we'll go with that for now. Also, as I was filming, I remembered I recently bought more books. I have no self-control. These are also going to go on here, so I'll do a little mini unboxing. The first book, so unlike me guys, John Dies at the End by Jason Pargin, not sure how you say it. I got this from the horror section. Sorry. Yeah, I just thought it sounded so fun. As I saw it on the shelf, I recalled a conversation I had with somebody like 6 years ago where they told me I needed to read this, and obviously I didn't listen. I saw it and it all came back to me and I thought, you know what? Why not? It says, stop. You should not have touched this book with your bare hands. No, don't put it down, it's too late. They're watching you. I think I'm probably gonna be really scared when I'm reading this. It does sound like so much fun and very different. Maybe this is gonna be my gateway to the thriller / horror genre. Add that one to the pile. Next up is Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver, which I finally found in the works for £6. I've been looking in every works that I came across and they only had the first book. So when I saw the second book, obviously had to get it. I feel like these are such great palette cleansers when you've been reading quite heavy like fantasy, etc. Like a cute fluffy romance about cowboys on a ranch, and I don't think it'll be too long before I get to this one, so this is going straight on the TBR cut. I then bought A Diary of Blood by S.T. Gibson purely because all of my friends have read it and I have not, and I felt left out. Oh, Dracula. See, I had no idea. I didn't read the blurb when I bought it. This is my last love letter to you, though some might call it a confession. Okay. Someone saved from the brink of death by a stranger, kind of brought back to life from a medieval peasant, and now is going to marry an undying king, which I guess is Count Dracula. Also, oh, and I also got The Lamb by Lucy Rose in my Girls Dress subscription. You know what, I think I'll add that to the TBR as well. I do want to read that. I will just also say in this video that my TBR list has taken a bit of a detour because obviously this book arrived and, you know, it had to be bumped up to the top of the list. And now we're going back to reorganizing because, of course, I have strayed from the path of organisation. Kind of hate that some of them are hardbacks / weird formats to the others because they're just going to take up loads of space in the cart. It's actually making me excited, like looking at them all again and knowing that I get to read them soon. Yes. We're going to start at the top, which is the fantasy shelf. I just had a thought I was doing that. I probably should put them in release order, but that is actually too much work for me. So I'm not going to do it. I don't think this is fantasy, but I think it's fantasy adjacent, so that can go on there too. Okay, now romance and the rest. I'm just going to go on vibes. Vibes alone. Upon reflection, I don't think I'm going to get to this one, so this might just go in my other pile. I really want to put this one on here, but I'm like, is there going to be enough space? Let's try. Oh god. Okay, it worked. I just don't think we're getting anything on the other side. Okay, I think the next thing I'm going to do is go into the other room, have a look, grab all the books I think I'm going to want to consider for the TBR cart, bring them out here, because there's no way that's going to happen in there because I will get so stressed so fast, and then we shall go from there. Prepare yourselves for the mess that I'm about to show you because I'm not prepared. Let's go. So yeah, I think this speaks for itself. Okay, so much more manageable book-wise. I think what I'm going to do is actually start on this shelf. See if there's anything that I've put here that I actually do want to read that I haven't yet. So I actually started reading this and then I stopped for some reason. But I didn't realise how far I actually got through the book. Oh, do you know what? That might go back on the cart because that is definitely one I do want to get to. Nothing down there is screaming to me like immediately that I want to read. What else have we got? I mean, yes, but the size of this really intimidates me. So maybe I can go back for just for now. For now. No, nothing really there. I read most of those ones actually. Oh, this is one that's been on my TBR for ages. Pachinko. Yes, that's coming with me. This corner is dedicated to the love of my life, aka Frederick Batman. Read all of these. I think this is the only one I own that I haven't read yet. So that is also going on my TBR. Also, he just announced a new book that's coming out this year, and I need it more than I need air. Have literally read this show. These are classics, so they're not going on my TBR. Do we have anything that I... So this is something I want to read so badly. I might have to bully myself in the next TBR jar video and actually take this because Battle Royale. Some might say the original Hunger Games. Yeah, you know what? I'm taking this with me. On the pile it goes. So the rest of these 4 books I do want to get to at some point, just I don't think like immediately in the future, so they can stay here for now. Yes, my beloveds. So many books, guys, so many books. The fun just never ends. Well, I'm just gonna go through this pile, work my way through. You know what? I'm not actually feeling as stressed as I thought I would. Now I've got the clothes out the room. I'm doing this quite brutally because there is books on that shelf that I do want to read eventually, just not immediately. Just gonna go through this pile, do exactly what I did last time. I do actually feel like this will be a lot of already read books, if I'm being quite honest, but we'll see. These are the ones I'm going to add to my TBR cart along with these ones on the shelf. Round 2, round 3, round 4. I've lost count. The next round. This is the only book that has made it to my TBR cart pile. It's The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. I love Holly Jackson, so I know I'm gonna like this. Maybe mentally I was like unconsciously saving it for myself for like a guaranteed 5-star. So let's take this pile out, put it on the TBR cart, and then we have, I think, only one more shelf left to tackle. Who thinks I can take this pile in one trip? Because I do. I've made it back with my new bundle of books. Let's go. Starting to doubt myself slightly about the arrangement process, just because I seem to have a lot more of miscellaneous books than I realised, and I still got some big ones. I also don't have as much romance as I first anticipated, so I'm just going to make these bottom 2 shelves the miscellaneous shelves and keep this as a purely fantasy one, because I think we can see what's happening here. Next task is the last bookshelf, and then we've completed curating the TBR cart. I'm on a roll. Immediately I'm spotting this book, which I don't know why I put it down here because I just couldn't see it, but I got the Waterstones exclusive edition. So cool. Been seeing everyone rave about this book, Heavenly Bodies, and yeah, that's definitely going on my list. You know me by now, guys. I'm not good at knowing what books are about, but if you want to pause and read and be entertained, please do. My first victim. Moving on to the next shelf. These Infinite Fates. Is it out already? When is it out? Okay, so it's out next month. And I do want to read this. I think it's one of the biggest releases of this year that I've been seeing anyway. As you all know, I like to be in on the hype, so she can come with us too. We're off to a good start here. Now, this is a series I've honestly had for so long and I've never touched. But recently, I've been wanting to read this book so bad. My friend Sam has just finished the whole series and she said it was incredible. So I think this is as good as an excuse, or good as a time as any, to put this book on my TBR. Finally. I'm finally doing it. Again, they're all fantasy, so we know where my head's at. I still haven't read Quicksilver, it's so bad. But yeah, I've got the finished copy up there, but I'm going to take the proof just because I think it'll be easy to put on the cart and to read. Not sure, desperate to read it. I think more just love the edition, so she can stay for now. These are all my special editions, and if you know, you know, I will not be reading them. I'm sorry, I cannot do it. I cannot run the risk of damaging any of these books. They are too precious, far too precious to me. I wish I had a normal copy to read, but it looks like quite manageable. You know what, I think I might risk this and take this with me, because it just seems like so cute, light, fluffy, witchy romance, which I think will be a lovely palette cleanser, so I might take this one with me as well. Okay, so after that, and looking at my situation, I think I'm just gonna have to scrap the idea of having the fantasy shelf. Okay, I'm feeling good. Let's go. Only 2 books in the overspill, which I'm very happy about, so they can just go around the other side of the top shelf. I think we're done. Put those there. Just gonna lean back and admire my handiwork for today. Very impressed. Here is the final product. I'm very happy. I think she looks great. And I think I'm quite happy there's only like 1 row, if that makes sense, not like one the other side. If anyone would be interested, I am down to do a full comprehensive cart tour and shelf tour, just so you can see like all the books that I've got and I can talk for each and every one of them. Because I feel like in these unhauling, hauling, reorganizing videos, you're not really getting that. And I think it'll be fun. I know my last bookshelf tour went down really well, so I would be keen to do it again. Updated and refreshed, because so much has changed. Obviously my location has changed for one, but also the books I've been reading, very, very different to, I think it was like 5 years ago. These are now the ones that I have to find a home for. I'm thinking that shelf behind there. To be kind to myself, what I'm going to do is shove all of these books on that shelf for now, and then I'm going to wake up tomorrow, resume filming, and that's when I'm going to do my like reshuffling of the shelves, because it does honestly genuinely take so much out of you reorganizing and sorting books. I don't know what it is, it just takes a long time. I kind of have a rough idea of what I want to do, where I want to move books. Certain books I want to have on display out here, certain books I want to have in that room, like there's an idea, but I think for now I need to clear up the space, reset, ready for tomorrow, and then straight back at it. And I'm even sure that today I would have missed some, and there'll be a new addition to this cart tomorrow morning. But let me tell you, one thing is for certain, and that is that this box set is going in pride of place. It is a new day, but it is the same outfit. I'm looking considerably more haggard this morning, and I feel it too. But I forced myself to get up, and I forced myself to complete my mission that I set for myself yesterday. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is put the Vampire Academy box set up, because I've been excited for that for a long time. The thing is, I'm gonna be so sad to like take them out of this box, but I don't think there can be a way for me to display them with it. It's just gonna look better out of the box. And like, yeah. How is my battery out? What do you mean? Actually still not over these, don't think I ever will be. Do I like display one out or do I just put them all back? I'm just gonna see how I feel, how it looks. Oh. Love. I'm happy with that. I've gone more frostbite facing outwards because I just love this detailing and I feel like it's a shame if you can't see that displayed, but let me know if you think it looked better the other way. I think I need some bookends because I don't trust that to stay up by itself. I don't like this anymore, facing outwards. I'm just gonna get rid of that. It's a really nice addition. I just don't think the sprayed edge works on the shelf. I quite like these books being here. And then eventually when I have all of Brandon Sanderson's books, this will just be his shelf. If you don't know, this is my favorite fantasy series of basically all time. So I love to keep them out. And these are the Illumicrate editions of the books, which of course I had to get. Look how stunning. This is another series that I absolutely adore, the Shepherd King duology. And I'm really happy with them there, but I just don't think they can stand on their own. Sure. Here's a full look at the shelf. It does need a bit of tidying up, but for now, I think I'm satisfied with the way that's looking. Shout out to my 4 copies of the favourites. So my next plan is to come to my overflow bookcase where I just shoved all the books from yesterday onto, pick up the ones I want to display, take them off here, move them into that room, and then replace the ones I don't want to display anymore and put them on here. Does that make sense? So let me see what I want to display from this shelf, and then we can go from there. This one is sticking out like it knows I'm going to pick it. I did really enjoy this one, so I would like that one to be on my shelf. Almond, another book that I absolutely love. One that I read about 3-4 years ago, but still think about daily. So if you haven't heard of this one, get to know because it's so good. Oh, Ali Hazelwood, Not in Love. This book, so good. The tension in this. Apparently it's very different to her other book, but I loved this book so much, it made me want to read the rest of all of her works. So that is definitely being displayed. As is Emily Henry's Funny Story. Blue Sisters was just jumped off the shelf. Another one being displayed. Jaded by Ella Lee. Love that one. Another one that I want displayed. And then these two up here. Intermezzo and Mortal Dark. Join the pile. Need Elsie Silver to go with her other book. So she's coming with me. What else do we have up here? My Husband, that I did enjoy that book, so I would like that one to be on the show. Same with The Rabbit Hutch, actually. That was a really interesting book about the human experience and slightly unnerving and very strange. A bit like Anxious People, just a lot more dark and sinister, I would say. I knew this would happen. I said yesterday I'd find books that I wanted to add to my TBR cart, and look at that, I just have. So they're actually going on the cart, which conveniently is right next to me. Open Water, absolutely love this book, and I need to display it with Small World. Actually, Frederick Bateman, you need to come with me because can't be splitting you up. This is also part of a trilogy, so I'm not sure why I have it separated from the rest of the books. Okay, so this is my pile of books that I want to change out, swap out in the other room. Oh look, they're Small Worlds. Let the sorting commence. I have all of these books and I really love the cover. I'm just thinking like, I've not read them and probably won't in the near future. So I'm thinking maybe I put them to the shelf out there just for more space. I'm so intrigued by people's opinions on this book. I feel like people either love it or they hate it. I'd love to know if you've read it, what you thought. I tried to read it once. I think got about, well, that far in. But I don't think it's for me necessarily. But yeah, let me know what you think. That was surprisingly much easier than I thought. So these are the books that I'm vetoing out there. And then these are the books that I'm going to find a place for back on the shelf. Something I always make sure to do first when I'm reorganising my shelves is keep authors together. Because nothing annoys me more than making space for a series or an author's books and then finding one elsewhere that I hadn't accounted for. So I'm going to make sure on this reshuffle that authors and their books stay together. Okay, this shelf is staying as is because this is my cloth bound collection and I think it looks great, so nothing to change there. I also love like displaying certain series face out and taking up a bit more room on the shelf. I think it looks cool, and I'm definitely keeping Fury Bond like that. Not sure about Once Upon a Broken Heart just because of space issues. She's going with the others. Rhaenyra. Let's just take a moment. Somebody wrote that and I will one day read this because of this. Yeah. I don't know why I rarely have boy parts next to that. That's not the vibe at all. And then
is that really what my hand looks like from the back?
So like keep Fury Born displaying, just create a bit more room. And then I guess if we're doing that, we can put a few romancy books next to Elsie Saunders. I think this is the only Ali Hazelwood I have in this room. Okay, so there is a space, so I think I might have just taken this out. Lovely. These two books. Oh no, that's ugly. I'm liking the pink. Thank you. Oh, I'm not sure I like have both happy places be next to each other. It's kind of giving me the ick. Oh, let's do in publication order actually. That's a better idea. If I could remember. Beach Read was first, then You and Me on Vacation, then Book Lovers and Happy Place. Someone fact check me if that's not right. We've got our Frederick Batman situation going on down there, so I need the winners to complete it. Say winners there. So that means their town, and that's it. You there, and then, oh. Yes. I think that looks a bit weird now that I've done it. Maybe just one facing out? Like this kind of movement? Or like this? Oh gosh, so stressful. I just don't like the hardbacks, paperbacks, hardbacks, and then paperbacks and hardback again. I think it looks weird and disjointed. But I don't know where else to put those ones. Unless I just make that shelf. Oh, I don't know. Unless I move the Beartown books. Something definitely needs to be done about this top shelf. I just haven't decided what yet. Actually not sure why I've decided to display this book outwards. My friend recently read this and didn't like it one bit. And I really do. So shout out to you, Ellen, if you're watching. This is no longer being faced out. I'm sure you'll be pleased. Let me move off these books. One of the best books / memoirs I've ever read. If you haven't read, I would really, really, really recommend it. So I'm going to move this Game of Thrones box set to the very bottom shelf. I'm also just going to keep these books on here, but just push them that way. The first one's missing. I should probably look for that. I actually can't. I'm going to have to take it out of its slipcase. It's giving me the ick. I don't know what it is about it. Lovely. See, me personally, I think that just looks so much better. Looking at the now, I might just move these back across like this and then have hardbacks here. I think this one will fit perfectly. With some force. Yeah, I'm not keen on those colours. I have assembled my Dolly Alden books, so they can go in this corner, I think. And then, yeah, I like those two together. Oh, that's so much yellow. I'm actually going to put intermezzo before there. I'm thinking these maybe on this shelf. Yeah, let's see. I feel like the orange doesn't really go, but I don't know where else to put them. Oh, I really don't like that orange. Maybe I have to have them on the top shelf. Oh. I think it does make sense for me to put the paperbacks next to their hardbacks. Theoretically, this shelf is done. Don't know what's happened to this copy of Belladonna, but it's been through it. I'm sorry. I found another pastel vibe for the shelf. I've changed my mind about these. They're going on the top shelf. The hardback ratio to paperback on their shelf is making me uncomfy. So, yes. I'm so sorry for the chaos of this video, but I have switched back to my camera now. And some time has passed because I was getting very stressed. But this is how the current top shelf is looking. I'm not a massive fan of like the really heavy pops of colour, but I really like this corner. So maybe that won't stay. But then we have our cloth bound shelf, this shelf, which I really like the pastel bit, and then Furyborn taking centre stage. Happy with that. Not sure where to put this on the shelf because I really like it, but it just needs something in it, I think. I just need to put these comics where they belong, which is literally right there. I think I have reached a point where I'm satisfied, but I'm also getting very, very fed up. So I think I'm going to call it a day. I settled for this. I just shoved like a few books in the remaining space and then faced out the winners because I do love Frederick. This is the final product. I'm really pleased, actually. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to call it a day before I lose what little of my sanity that I have left. But I think we've made good progress in this video. If at any point you watched this video and thought, oh my gosh, this is such a bad decision, please let me know. I'd love to hear if there's a certain way that you would arrange books that I didn't do. Anything you would have done differently. Any tips, tricks, ways you organise your bookshelf. I'd love to hear it all. Please do give this video a like, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel because that would really help me out. Let me know if you want a full comprehensive bookshelf tour of all the bookshelves that I have in this flat because I think that could be a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go take some deep breaths, make myself a tea and have a relax, and I'll see you all again next Sunday. But thank you so much for watching. Bye!